Building trust is probably the number one predictor of success in life, and it's also a predictor of how happy and peaceful you will be in your life. Is that too good to be true? In this video, I will share with you the 13 key behaviors to embody to become a true master at building trust. And you will also learn how you can coach yourself to improve each one of those behaviors. Ready for ultimate success and happiness? My name is Greg Angelbert. I've had about a 20-year corporate career where I went from being a trainee to eventually a vice president and managing director of a business, and from managing just myself to eventually managing about 1,000 people. Today I'm a master coach helping people, teams and organizations to know themselves, to imagine their future self, and to become their future selves. Building trust is all about success and happiness in your personal life, or for a team, or for an organization. In a review from Harvard Business Review about 300 organizations, researchers found that high-trust companies outperform their low-trust counterparts by a whopping 286% in total return to shareholders. They also found that employees in high-trust organizations reported 74% less stress, 106% more energy at work, 50% higher productivity, and 13% fewer sick days. The 13 behaviors to build trust are shown on the screen, and we will go through them one by one. Learning is good, though practicing to get better is what learning is all about. So as a first step, you prepare a blank sheet of paper, and for each one of the behaviors that I describe in this video, you should find a way of rating yourself. So as you go along watching, just rate yourself from 1 to 10. 1 means I don't know at all how to do this behavior, and 10 means I am a master of it. Let's go. Talking straight is to be honest, to tell the truth. It is to let people know where you stand while using simple language. It is calling things what they are. It is demonstrating integrity by not manipulating people or distorting facts. Key to improving your capability to talk straight is to understand what actually prevents you from doing so. It's time for self-coaching, so ask yourself those questions or find somebody who can be your sparring partner and ask those questions to you. What keeps me from talking straight? Is it fear of consequences, fear of pain, fear of being wrong, fear of hurting others' feelings, a desire for popularity, a lack of courage? Next, ask yourself, what would being honest bring to me? What are the costs of not being honest? What is it that you do when you are not talking straight? What is the specific behavior that you do in that moment? Whenever you are in a conversation with someone, be on the lookout for those behaviors, those moments. And remember that when you talk straight, less is more. You can go too far with talking straight. For instance, giving unsolicited feedback might harm people's self-esteem. So check that you're doing it with courage, with an agenda that is of mutual benefit, with the ability to address the situation directly, and with a focus on building trust. To demonstrate respect is to genuinely care for others and show it. It is to respect the dignity of every person and every role. It is to treat everyone with respect, especially those who can't do anything for you. And it is to avoid being efficient with people. A great way to improve your capacity to demonstrate respect is simply to notice people. For instance, you can apply the waiter rule to yourself in terms of how you treat people at home or at work. The waiter rule is about the fact that we tend to ignore people who are of service to us, so the reverse aspect of that is to pay attention to those people, to pay attention to the people of service around us. And what can you do to others to show kindness to them? It can be calling them, it can be thank you notes, can just be there with an ear for them. Also remember the deep relationships that you already have in your life and invest in them. Here are ways to ensure that you don't get derailed when you demonstrate respect. Do it with humility and empathy. Keep your ego in check. It's about the other, not you. Learn to do it so your intent transforms into a positive impact. Like using positive body language, having eye contact and a respectful body posture. Avoid gossiping and talk straight to people if you have feedback to give them. To create transparency, you need to tell the truth in a way that people can verify. Be real and genuine. Be open and authentic. It is based on disclosing information and making sure that you do not have a hidden agenda. The key with transparency is to understand what you're doing with the information that you are the steward of. Ask yourself, am I withholding information that I should be sharing? Why? What tax am I paying by keeping this information? What benefit could I get by sharing it? If you lead a team or an organization, you can also ask yourself, what is the general level of transparency that we have here? And then you can ask yourself the same questions as before. Also, an important aspect is finances. Are you being transparent with regards to finances with people who can be impacted by them? And also invite feedback from others and admit your own mistakes. You can have too much transparency, as not all information should be available to everyone and under every circumstance. To avoid that, you can ensure that you do with honesty and courage. You have an open, mutual agenda. You leverage your trust and leadership capabilities. You have a clear understanding of the reason for transparency and the potential outcomes of being transparent. You like this video so far? Then you know what to do, and also make sure that you subscribe and put the notifications on if you want to receive content like this every week. For summary of the video and also any of the tools that I use in this video, check out my Patreon below. Also check out any other YouTube videos down there from other YouTubers about the same concept of trust. The fourth behavior is about making things right when you're wrong. It is to apologize quickly and make good on what you got wrong where possible. It is to demonstrate personal humility and provide services to others to recover trust. It is based on the principles of humility, integrity, and restitution. There are ways you can think of for improving your capability to right wrong. The first one is, next time you make a mistake, be aware of what your response is. Are you ignoring it? Justifying it? Covering it up? Are you quick to admit it, to do what you can to correct it? And look into your past and see if there are wrongs that remain to be righted and weigh on you. When someone wronged you, then be quick to forgive them and to make it easy for them to right it for you. When righting wrongs, make sure that you do it with honesty, humility and courage, care and positive intent, and boundaries. There is such a thing as apologizing too much. To show loyalty is to acknowledge the contributions of others. It is to speak about people as if they were present. It is to represent others who can't speak for themselves. It is based on the principles of integrity, gratitude, recognition, and loyalty. Here are a few methods to improve your capability to show loyalty. If you end up in a conversation where other people are bad-mouthing someone who is not present, ponder what you are going to do. You can participate in the discussion. You can leave. You can stay and remain silent. You can say something positive about the person. Or you can say that you're not feeling comfortable talking about someone while they are not there. Better to address this directly with them. When you work on a project, make sure that you give credits freely. And make it a rule not to talk about family members negatively. I know this one can be hard. And keep sensitive information shared with you in confidence. There are a few things to be careful about when showing loyalty. Avoid convenience loyalty, which basically disappears the minute that there are some obstacles. Make sure that your loyalty does not betray your values or could harm the person's future well-being. Like keeping quiet about a criminal act, for instance. And your loyalty should stop clearly when you're being impacted physically or mentally. Loyalty to principles and values is often the best way to show loyalty to people. To deliver results is to establish a track record of results. It is to get the right things done and to make things happen. It is to accomplish what you're hired to do and to be on time and on budget. It is to underpromise and overdeliver. There are some sub-behaviors to consider when you want to be great at delivering results. Thoroughly understand the expectation for what you need to deliver. You want to deliver what is expected, not what you think. Ask yourself if the commitment that you're taking is realistic. You want to make sure that you can deliver on your promise. Anticipate the needs of others in advance and deliver in advance for what they might request. Communicate proactively and frequently about where you stand with the progress of your goals. Some derailers to watch out for: delivering tons of results but without any order of priority, focusing on the quantity of your result versus the quality, and not being personally aligned with what you are delivering and therefore not having really the motivation to deliver. Alright, well, we have covered trust behaviors number 1 to 6 today, and next week we will cover 7 to 13. A quote that might inspire you to build trusting behaviors, and it's from Ernest Hemingway. The best way to find out if you can trust somebody is to trust them. While you wait for part 2 next week, you might be interested in having a better system for rating yourself on those key trust behaviors. For that, it's great to learn how to ask and receive feedback from others. And if you want to know more, check out this video here.